Okay, speaking of ABAP, why are we in this career? Because uh, businesses actually want automation, and automation is very vital for business forward decisions and growth. So ABAP being a part of SAP ERP, it basically has databases to run on where people, the users actually work on the software, the ERP software. And the ERP software solves and aligns and synchronizes intradepartmental processes. For example, let's take the example of VF01. Okay. Now, what is VF01? This is a billing document. What kind of billing document that we want? For example, I'll just take any example here. Billing date, that should be today. Okay. Document can be $75 sold to sales document, sales organization. Nine. Values. Okay, sales organization. Distribution channel, 9. Let's pick any example. 60,000 is the document number. Okay. Now this billing document has details like the net value is 500 INR. This is the material being sold. Okay. And the payer is this, that is the customer. It's a credit memo. And some of the details are here, like cost, service rendered, gross weight, and shipping point, sales organization, and so on. So speaking of ABAP, we have to deal with screens and fields like this. If I click F1 on this field, okay, and I want to see the details. So the table that I'm working on is VBRP. Every ERP has a database that is aligned and arranged with tables. And tables are aligned to structures and they have field names that ABAP will be working on. So our ABAP developer will be very much be engrossed and diving deeply into areas like this. Okay, this is pretty much straightforward. Now coming back to SAP again, let's go back and discuss something more. Okay, SC11 or SC38. SC38, no, SC11. SC11 and our table is no. Okay, display. Now in database table, what you want to see? We want to see that this is the table. It has multiple fields like client, ID number, date of creation, and the purpose is general material data. So when material is created, it carries material data within it. Okay, and similarly, we have seen VBRK was related to sales billing document. And similarly, Echo will have its own purpose. So the role of ABAP is that an ABAP developer makes changes to repos. Okay, he changes objects, he develops customer development modules, enhancements, and so on. Okay. If we want to see the source code of the program, since because this is an overview of ABAP. Okay. Transaction code is MM01. I'll say display. So program. Double click on SAP MMG01 is the program that has all the code. And we will have a look. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, now this is SC93, MM01 is the transaction code. I'll go back again and repeat this. This is the source code transaction. Transaction code is MM01 display program, double click, and we have include programs that has the logic basically. Okay. So I double click MMG01 and it has table RMMG1. Okay. So let's now dig down to writing our own program SC38. And this is T54, CT54, CT54, 23 September. Local object because this is on the local server and this will not be transported much further. Okay. Okay. Now this is how I will write a syntax. I'll just copy this program, write the result. Okay. Now data, we result type integer. Now this is data is the keyword of ABAP and v result is the variable, a container which is of type integer. Parameters will be like input parameters will be captured in P field 1, which is type integer. And one second. Okay. And P field 2 will be the next one for input parameters capturing and will be of integer type. V result is defined over here. It will also calculate and store the result of field 1 and field 2 calculation, and then we'll write an output of the result. Let's check it. It says no syntax errors. Activate. And direct processing. Okay, P field 128, 114, and execute. And we have 3192 as the output. Okay. So thing is, when we are actually looking at the logic of ABAP, it's pretty simple, straightforward, and pretty much near to SQL. Or NoSQL is also a language that you will use to communicate with the database that we'll see later on. Okay. Now, keeping it simple because I'm actually not going into a little bit of complex areas right now. We'll discuss this later. Okay. And one thing that I want to show is, let's go and check CMod. CMod. Let's pick up on a project over here. Enhancements. Okay, local package T44, shadow package T45 display. Now, basically, what is an enhancement? It basically, enhancement is an add-on to a customer's module that we are actually running. Okay, so since because we are not having a program that we're looking for example, enhancement is this. package. TP. Okay. It's actually not over there. So let's actually skip this part because enhancements will be discussed in the future with much more detail. Okay. So let's discuss what actually is the role of an ABAP programmer. Okay. Now, whenever an ABAP programmer actually comes into play as a developer, he has a certain area of roles to create enhancements, customer developments, types of applications, conversion programs, extensions, forms, reports, and these are the areas. Now, what are these areas? For example, if you talk about enhancements, it's about adding customer specific objects. Now, customer wants something added to their screen. For example, we were discussing about MM01. Okay, now MM01, this is where I create a material. A customer wants a list of materials to be shown over here that is available in the legacy data. So I will add a field or a display to actually fetch and pull the material over here to replicate it whenever we are trying to create a new material. That's like enhancements. So custom developments. Now, custom development, it can be integration or it can be a program like we started with SC38. This is the first program starting with Z because this is the namespace SAP allows us Z or Y. Okay. So objects start with Z or Y and we can write our own code. Types of applications that a developer will create is interfaces, forms, extensions, ALB reports. Okay. And our inbound interface is integration with third-party software or machines. Outbound interface is for uh, pulling or pushing the data to another source like uh, an external database. An inbound can also be an example can be um, POS. Okay, now POS systems basically point of sale where data is basically pulled and sent to SAP servers. ABAP develop also creates conversion programs, extensions. The water extensions, these are the user exits. So a user exit is just like the one I told you in MM01 that you add another field or another module, that it becomes an exit. Forms, basically you create reports for various modules for finance, material, warehouse management, and so on. That will be your area of operation. So many things are actually covered by an ABAP developer. So the assignments that we'll be looking at will be customer rebate report, no sales report, invoice development, and so on. End of our lecture number 1.